Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Tuesday 26th of May. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. So looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see, if you'd followed the weekly video update I did yesterday, we've broken this sort of pivotal area of sitting at the daily 50. Now that's broken. We could see a continuation really to the downside here. The problem is where is support, and the nearest place I could really find yesterday was just above that 1.08 sort of around that sort of number. Otherwise we could be heading quite easily down to the S2 area, so sorry, S1, the monthly S1 area. So it is looking weak for the euro at the moment, so that's a sort of near-term target. There's little in support elsewhere. I did look at the weeklies, and it's already breaking that now. That weekly lower band there, it's gone through the 8. It looked yesterday like it may have just been bouncing off the 50 or air kissed the 50, but that's as I say, that's gone at the moment, and it does look particularly weak at this juncture. So we're as I say, heading down towards that S1 area as far as I can see. Okay, looking then at the shorter time frames, just coming down to the 60-minute. Then as you can see, already down to the daily S3, but the pivots are so pinched today, it makes it very difficult to really do too much with these markets. At the moment, the US dollar is just absolutely flying. So quite a push down here going across all the markets as I'm recording this. Okay, so any break of this upper trend line, well, we may see a bounce at some point towards the daily pivot. It looks like it was air kissed, not quite hit there, so there's a possibility we could see a bounce at some point. The range is quite tight at the moment, but it's not looking wonderful. So it's euro dollar. Let's have a look at the pound. So the pound, again, breaking the daily 21s here. So looking relatively weak, broken now the prior lows there. So again, there's some sort of key areas that have sort of been broken here as it's heading south. And again, well, support-wise here, the really 34 moving average is the sort of nearest point I can see there, which is logical, and maybe even right the way down to that monthly pivot at some point if it continues in this on this track. It is probably on the shorter times getting a little bit oversold, but not significantly on this hourly at the moment. It's still got space to continue downwards. Has got the weekly pivot above, so again, anything positive on these could literally go the opposite. Well, if we did get any sort of rallies, I won't be too shocked to see it running towards those sort of monthly weekly pivots even. But at the moment, looking pretty weak, and we could just see a continuation of this sell-off at the moment. Right, that's the pound. Let's have a look at the dollar yen. So dollar yen likewise has shot up this morning. And well, again, it's actually broken now through the prior highs there, so it's really it's pretty much up to those weekly highs that we're just seeing it actually break now. So just possibly going chasing a few stops here. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's to say it's actually breaking the high there. There's no near-term resistance apart from the S3 in terms of the pivots there. So this could again continue to run to the upside. Looking at the shorter term time frames, well, let's say nothing in terms of resistance. Quite overbought, but well, we could see a bit of a retrace. It's already hit the daily pivot, so no real targets there, so difficult one to be trying to trade in either direction at the moment, because you don't know how much more in the way of legs it's got to push up and whether it will actually move down. So finally, looking at the Aussie dollar, now. This is holding up slightly better on some reasonable news, markets, etc. last night, 3 Asian sessions, so I say. It has got a weekly pivot swing sitting there. Daily is not really giving us too much. If it breaks these lows here of this 50 MA, well, like the euro, it's got little in the way of obvious support there. Maybe it could find a bit of support on the sort of 77 area, but it could even run all the way down towards the 75 at some point. So not looking wonderful at the moment, looking weak, but seeing a little bit of a bounce coming through these markets at the moment. It got pretty close to some near-term sort of support areas there, and just taking a tiny bounce, but it's broken its sort of trend line here, getting pretty close down towards its S1, which it could yet come and hit. But as I say, we've seen a bounce through these markets. A break of the 50, just looking for the positive side. Really would need to see a break of that 50 MA for any sort of push up towards maybe up to its S1 at some point, but very, very difficult when the market's been pinched the previous day to really determine too much in terms of trading it. I prefer to be on the short side with the moves on this market. Now the Aussie is slightly more solid this morning, but we'll just have to watch how these markets roll out. We have got the untouched pivots on cable. Did I say euro as well? It's just marginally, it's just missed. So there are the untouched daily pivots. So any real reversals, and well, maybe looking for those sort of as targets. Right, that's it for me. News-wise today, not significant news until 1:30. We've got the core durable goods at 1:30, which can, in this current market, create quite a lot of volatility. Thereafter, 3 o'clock, we've got the consumer confidence, US consumer confidence, and and at the same time, new home sales. Now, the new home sales haven't, or housing up until the last quarter, have not really done anything at all. But we are seeing much more at the moment in terms of housing, etc., creating a bit more volatility. So maybe you'll see some volatility around 3 o'clock as well. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.